The roar of the crowd, the flash of cameras, the adrenaline pumping through the veins of every fighter. UFC 313 was supposed to be a night of glory, a night where legends were made and careers were catapulted to new heights. But as the dust settled and the lights dimmed, one moment overshadowed everything else. A 29-year-old contender, once hailed as a future champion, stood in the center of the octagon, his face etched with a mixture of pain, exhaustion, and resignation. The words "I'm done" slipped from his lips, barely audible over the cacophony of the arena, but they carried the weight of 1,000 battles. Jalin Turner, known to fans as the Tarantula, had seemingly reached the end of his journey. This wasn't just another fight night. This was a night of triumph, heartbreak, and a story that left the MMA world grappling with the fragility of even the most promising careers. Let's dive deep into the drama, the emotion, and the legacy of a fighter who walked away when no one saw it coming. UFC 313 was billed as the biggest card of 2025, and it delivered on every front. From jaw-dropping knockouts to edge-of-your-seat submissions, the event was a masterclass in mixed martial arts. But even before the first punch was thrown, the card was hit with a curveball. Curtis Blades and John Castaneda, two fighters fans were eagerly anticipating, were forced to withdraw due to illness on fight day. Yet, despite these setbacks, the show went on, and it delivered in spades. The highlight of the night came when Mauricio Ruffi unleashed a spinning wheel kick so devastating it sent King Green crashing to the canvas in one of the most spectacular knockouts in UFC history. The crowd erupted, social media exploded, and Ruffi's name was etched into the annals of MMA greatness. But for every moment of triumph, there's often a moment of heartbreak. And UFC 313 was no exception. Enter Jalin Turner, a 29-year-old lightweight contender once tipped for greatness. Known as the Tarantula for his lanky frame and venomous striking, Turner had been a rising star in the division. Standing at 6'3" with a reach that seemed to stretch for miles, Turner was a nightmare matchup for anyone in the lightweight division. His striking was precise, his footwork was impeccable, and his ability to control the distance made him a formidable opponent. But lately, the tides had turned against him. Once a top contender, Turner had lost 4 of his last 5 fights, and the pressure was mounting. His fight against Ignacio Bahamondes, a rising star with a reputation for knockouts, was supposed to be his chance to turn things around. Instead, it became the fight that may have ended his career. From the opening bell, the tension was palpable. Turner, known for his striking prowess, looked to establish his range and keep Bahamondes at bay. But Bahamondes, a dynamic and unpredictable fighter, had other plans. In a shocking twist, Bahamondes, a fighter more known for his knockout power, caught Turner in a triangle choke, a submission move that seemed to come out of nowhere. Within moments, Turner was forced to tap, and the fight was over. The crowd gasped, the commentators were stunned, and Turner's face told the story of a man who had given everything he had. The defeat was not just a loss on his record, it was a blow to his spirit, a reminder of how unforgiving the sport can be. But the real shock came after the fight. As Turner sat in his corner, visibly emotional, UFC commentator John Anik revealed that he had overheard Turner telling his team, "I'm done." The words hung in the air like a dark cloud. Was this the end of the road for the Tarantula? Veteran MMA reporter John Morgan soon confirmed the news, tweeting that Turner had made the decision to retire. According to Morgan, Turner had been wrestling with this choice since UFC 300, and the loss to Bahamondes was the final straw. "He's sure," Morgan wrote, adding that Turner had no plans to reconsider. The MMA world was left reeling. Fans took to social media to express their shock and sadness. Turner, despite his recent struggles, was still young and undeniably talented. At 29, many believed he had years of fighting left in him. "Retired at 29 is insane," one fan tweeted, capturing the sentiment of many. Others pleaded with Turner to reconsider, with one fan writing, "NOBRODONDOTHIS. You just need a new camp. Don't let this talent go to waste." Another fan echoed the sentiment, saying, "He's 29. Many losses, but he's so talented and entertaining. He CAN retire." Some speculated that Turner's decision was driven by emotion, with one fan suggesting, "Hurt, ego talking. No reason to hang him up over that." And then there were those who held out hope, with one fan predicting he will be back. Turner's career has been a roller coaster of highs and lows. At his peak, he was a force to be reckoned with, a fighter who combined precision striking with a relentless pace. His victories over top contenders had fans and analysts alike predicting a bright future. But the lightweight division is one of the most stacked in the UFC, and the competition is unforgiving. Turner's recent losses, while disappointing, were against some of the best in the world. Yet, in a sport where the margin for error is razor thin, even the smallest setbacks can feel insurmountable. As the dust settles on UFC 313, the question remains, is this truly the end for Jalin Turner? Retirement announcements in MMA are often met with skepticism, as fighters frequently return to the cage after some time away. The sport has a way of pulling athletes back in, whether it's the allure of competition, the need to prove oneself, or the financial realities of life after fighting. But if Turner's decision is final, his legacy will be one of a fighter who gave his all, entertained fans, and left it all in the octagon. His journey serves as a reminder of the sacrifices fighters make, the physical and emotional toll of the sport, and the courage it takes to walk away. For now, the MMA world can only wait, watch, and wonder what's next for the tarantula. Will he find peace in retirement, or will the fire that once drove him to greatness reignite? One thing is certain, UFC 313 will be remembered not just for its epic fights, but for the moment a young contender walked away, leaving behind a story of what could have been. The octagon is a place of dreams, but it's also a place of harsh realities. And on this night, Jalin Turner faced his reality head-on, leaving fans to grapple with the bittersweet nature of a sport that gives as much as it takes. The energy was electric, the anticipation palpable, and the stakes sky-high as UFC 313 kicked off its main card in Las Vegas. But no one could have predicted the sheer spectacle that would unfold in the very first fight. Marcio Ruffy, a relatively fresh face in the UFC lightweight division, delivered a moment so jaw-dropping, so utterly sensational, that it instantly etched itself into the annals of MMA history. With a single spinning wheel kick, Ruffy didn't just knock out his opponent, King Green. He sent shockwaves through the entire MMA world, leaving fans, commentators, and even UFC President Dana White scrambling for words. This wasn't just a knockout. This was a statement, a masterpiece, and arguably one of the greatest knockouts of all time. Let's dive into the chaos, the brilliance, and the aftermath of a moment that will be replayed for years to come. The lead-up to UFC 313 had been anything but smooth. Just hours before the event, the card was hit with two late withdrawals, as Curtis Blades and John Castaneda were forced to pull out due to illness. The news left fans disappointed, and the mood inside the T-Mobile Arena was further dampened by a controversial decision in the preliminary bout between Marin Santos and Francis Marshall. Boos echoed through the arena as fans voiced their displeasure, and for a moment, it seemed like the night might be a letdown. But then, as if scripted by the gods of combat sports, Marquillo Ruffy stepped into the octagon, and everything changed. From the opening bell, Ruffy looked like a man on a mission. His movement was fluid, his strikes precise, and his confidence palpable. King Green, a seasoned fighter with a reputation for durability, tried to establish his rhythm, but Ruffy was a step ahead. Then, in a flash of brilliance, it happened. Ruffy unleashed a spinning wheel kick so perfectly timed, so devastatingly accurate, that it landed flush on Green's jaw. The impact was thunderous, sending Green crashing into the octagon wall before he crumpled to the canvas, completely unconscious. The crowd erupted in a deafening roar, and social media exploded with disbelief. This wasn't just a knockout, this was a work of art. Fans immediately took to Twitter, Instagram, and every other platform to voice their awe. Insanity. That's one of the greatest KOs of all time. WOW, one fan tweeted, capturing the sentiment of millions. Another asked KOOFTHEYEAR? As if there could be any doubt. That looked painful. Someone else wrote while another fan marveled, that was clean and nasty. The consensus was clear. This was no ordinary knockout. This was the kind of moment that transcends the sport, the kind of highlight that gets replayed for decades. Even the most jaded MMA fans were left in awe, with one simply exclaiming, "Holy S!" But Ruffy wasn't done making waves. After the fight, he took the mic with Joe Rogan and delivered a call-out that sent the crowd into another frenzy. "I've always wondered what it would take for a fighter to get 2 bonuses in one night," Ruffy said through a translator, a sly grin on his face. "Maybe that will pressure Dana, Hunter Campbell, and Sean Shelby to reconsider maybe 2 bonuses for the night." The crowd roared in approval, and Ruffy wasn't finished. When asked who he wanted next, he didn't hesitate. Mauricio Ruffy vs. Beneil Dariush. A fight night main event. What do you think? The challenge was bold, the confidence unshakable, and the message clear. Ruffy isn't just here to compete, he's here to conquer. The call-out to Beneil Dariush, a veteran of the lightweight division and a perennial contender, was a calculated move. Dariush, known for his grappling prowess and technical striking, represents a significant step up in competition. But Ruffy's performance at UFC 313 proved he's ready for the big leagues. His knockout of King Green wasn't just a display of power, it was a showcase of timing, precision, and fight IQ. Ruffy didn't just win, he announced himself as a force to be reckoned with, a fighter capable of delivering moments that define eras. As the dust settles on UFC 313, one thing is certain, Marquillo Ruffy's spinning wheel kick will be talked about for years to come. It wasn't just the technique or the result that made it special. It was the sheer audacity, the perfect execution, and the way it instantly transformed Ruffy from a rising prospect to a household name. In a sport where moments of true greatness are rare, Ruffy delivered one for the ages. And as fans continue to dissect, debate, and celebrate the knockout, one question lingers: what's next for Marquillo Ruffy? If his performance at UFC 313 is any indication, the sky's the limit. The lightweight division has been put on notice, and the MMA world is watching with bated breath. One thing's for sure, this is just the beginning.